Hi everyone, it's Shannon and welcome to today's video. So very excited for today's video because I just got in the mail today the brand new holiday releases from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm filming this very late. Hopefully I'm gonna get this video up today. But this went early access yesterday. I ordered it, had it overnighted. It got here late, and also it was my son's open house at school, so that took precedence. So, but I did get it, and we are gonna dig into it today. This is her brand new eyeshadow palette. Now, she didn't come out with an eyeshadow palette for last holiday. She came out with those single shadows, those pop shots. So, and the format for the eyeshadow palette has changed. It is now a 9-pan, so we'll go over that in a second. And then she came out with these two blush and glow palettes. They are a blush and a highlighter. There's a fair medium, I think it's fair medium, and then medium tan. So there's two different versions. They are minis, so you know, keep that in mind. They are minis. I will compare the sizing so you can see the sizing, because I do have the original Film Star Bronze and Glow, but I don't have the mini. I have the regular size, so I'm going to compare that. Yeah, these I'm not as excited for, just because, you know, we just got the blush palette from NARS, and I just got the Hourglass palette. So these I'm not as excited, but I do like the price point for these, because these are $29 as opposed to those other palettes that are, you know, quite expensive. So these might be appeal to a lot of people, but we'll get into this. But I am very excited about the palette. So let's get into it. Okay, about the palette, it is the Beautyverse palette, and it says a 9-pan eyeshadow palette featuring neutral and eye-popping golden, pink, lilac, and silver shades in a mixture of matte and metallic finishes. One palette, Limitless Party Looks, featuring 9 shades and 3 mesmerizing finishes, create show-stopping festive looks with neutral and eye-popping hues. So let's go over the palette. So here is the palette. So it is a 9-pan, and I saw a lot of people talking about it looks like Huda. It looks, you know, and that makes sense because it is a 9-pan palette. So when you open it up, so first of all, let's go over the packaging. Can we talk about the packaging? It is, I've seen pictures of it. You cannot, it is so much prettier in person. So when you open it up, there is a little insert here, and it has the shades there. So that is there, but we'll take this out and you'll see the 9-pan here. But I want to compare the size. So the size is very different from the NARS and the Huda Beauty. So let's just compare it to the face palettes from Charlotte Tilbury. They're exactly the same size. Okay, so I have 4 of her face palettes, and you can see here they're all the same size, and this is the same size as those face palettes. So I do like that, because when it comes to storing, I like when things are the same size. But we'll compare it to now, let's say the NARS 9-pan that just came out. So here is the NARS compared to the Charlotte Tilbury. So you can see the Charlotte Tilbury is considerably larger. And now let's compare it to one of the Huda Beauty Obsession palettes, because I saw a lot of people comparing that as well. So it is considerably smaller. So you can see the pan size is considerably smaller. So we'll just kind of compare it to the Charlotte Tilbury. I mean, it could eat it up, right? I mean, that's the size difference there. And then the same thing with the NARS. It's like that. So now, does that make a difference to me? No. Honestly, this is $75. I personally would have preferred a palette this size and a smaller price point, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to go through this. But that could be just me. Maybe other people will, you know, use this palette. It is very versatile. I do like the shades, so I think it's very versatile. So I think it could be a palette that you can get a lot of, you know, different looks out of because of the different shimmers. But personally, I would have rather had, you know, smaller price point. But you know, it is what it is. I do like that they're the same size as the face palettes as far as for storage purposes. So one thing about this palette is that there are 3 brand new formulas. You have a Future Matte, which are the mattes. All the mattes are called a Future Matte. There's a Party Topper shade right here. And then the other 4 are called a Crystal Glow formula. These are brand new formulas. These are not compared to the other palettes that she's had, her quads, her 12 pans, her Party Pop, you know, all of it. These are brand new formulas. So that is something to keep in mind. This is a brand new formula. So from top to bottom, so we have Virtual Taupe, a Future Matte Neutral Taupe shade, Supernova Suede, a warm suede brown, Space Chocolate, a deep chocolate brown, Cosmic Pink, which is a Future Matte pink eyeshadow, Cyber Silver, a silver shade, and this is the Crystal Glow foil finish. Beautyverse is the Molten Champagne Party Topper. Then we have Planet Pink, a Crystal Glow shimmering metallic pink. Digital Lilac, a beautifying lilac shade with a shimmering Crystal Glow foil finish. And then Golden Galaxy, a show-stopping golden bronze Crystal Glow shade. So those are the 9 shades, and let's get into the swatches. Okay, first up we have Virtual Taupe, Supernova Suede, Space Chocolate, and Cosmic Pink. These are the 4 Future Matte shades. I cannot tell you how different these matte feel. They are the most unique matte formula I have ever, I can't even explain it. It feels like suede touching it. Like touching them, it feels like suede. It is, I even when I touched it at first, I was like, oh my God, is it, I don't know, but it is the most unique formula. It's almost hard to explain, but very buttery, really curious to see how they're gonna go on the eye, but very, very unique formula. Next up, I'm gonna go a little out of order. I'm gonna put the Party Topper in the middle. So this is Beautyverse. This is the Party Topper. Okay, and next up we have Cyber Silver, Planet Pink, Digital Lilac, and Golden Galaxy. So there is the palette there. So now I will say these, this silver looks amazing. These, I'm not sure how they swatched. Though sometimes, I don't know, we'll see how it looks on the eye. It could just be me, my swatching, but I'm very anxious. Now this does look to be a very versatile but basic palette. Like you've got like the 3, I guess, latte shades. You can kind of say that's like the thing right now is the latte. So you have like the latte shades. You've got this one pink if you really want to kind of, you know, broaden out a little bit. But then you've got like these 4 kind of, you know, disco, you know, shades. So I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and do like basic, like the basic looks as far as transition shade. I'm going to use the brown shades and stuff, but then I'm going to use different of the cosmic or the what is it, the Crystal Glow shades. So I'm going to use different Crystal Glow shades to try and get different looks to see, you know, how the different looks might look on the eye. Okay, I'm going to start by going in with this taupe shade all over the lid as a transition. And again, I'm curious to see how these go on the eye because they swatched. They are, when I'm telling you that they feel like suede, not so much the pink shade, but the 3 brown ones really just felt so unique compared to anything else I've ever swatched before. So that is the lightest of the brown shades. That's the taupe. So smooth, went on so nice. I mean, it's a taupe shade, but it went on just very, very smooth. I'm really curious to think about longevity. So now is the chocolate brown. I'm just gonna go on the outside and deepen the crease and smoke it out a little bit. Okay, so that blended out so beautifully. This, I would say, as far as the mattes are concerned, are very user-friendly, beginner-friendly, just so easy to use. I love the shades. I love how they look on the eye. Just, I mean, it's a brown, it's a taupe. It's nothing earth-shattering, but I don't know. I really, really like this. Now, I will say, I am someone who loves Charlotte Tilbury. Everything about Charlotte Tilbury, I love. I did purchase these. These were not gifted to me in PR. These were purchased by me. Just want to clarify that because I do receive a lot of PR from Charlotte Tilbury. These I did purchase, but so far I'm really loving it. Not loving the price point, but I am loving it. So now I'm going to go in. So what I'm going to do is go in with a couple of the different shades. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the silver on one eye and then the gold on the other to kind of show how it would look, you know, with the same base, but how you can change the look with the different, I guess, what is it, crystal glow shades. So I'm going to go in with the silver first, and I'm just going to go in with my eye. I mean, look at this. It's kind of like a blue. It's a silver, but it's a blue, but it's like a baby blue. It's really, really, really pretty. So I'm going to put that. Whoa. Wow. That's incredible. I mean, it is just packing it on so nicely. Okay, so that is the one with the, I think, cyber silver. Look how that changed the look. I mean, just completely different. I did get some fallout, so what I would just suggest is to use these shadows before your makeup. I normally do that unless I'm on camera. And, but these cosmic foils are really, really good. At least that shade. That shade I think is the stunner of the palette. But now I'm going to go in with the Golden Galaxy. So I'm going to go in with Golden Galaxy, kind of do a silver and a gold on each side. Now this shade, this one doesn't seem as creamy. This one seems really creamy. The silver one and the pink one both feel very creamy, whereas the golden one and the lilac one don't feel as creamy, even though they're both the foils. So let's see if when I put it on, how it goes. Yeah, definitely not as like popping as the silver one. So now you can put these on wet. Obviously it's just going to give you a different look. It is golden, so it's more, you know, warm, more neutral. But you can use these wet as well. Okay, and there is the one with Golden Galaxy. So you can see the cyber silver on this side, the Golden Galaxy on this side. So pretty much I did exactly the same thing, but I just used the different shimmers or cosmic for crystal glow. Yeah, crystal glow is what it's called. So you can pretty much get, you know, 4 different looks with those different shimmers. Like those different shimmers are going to give you different looks. Then you can add in the pink, which is going to give you, so there is a lot of versatility with this palette, even though it looks to be very basic. There's a lot of versatility. The glow, I will say, is intense. Really, really intense. And, you know, given that this is the first time me playing with this, I'm very impressed. That was one of the things I think that even though some of her pop shades were really good, you know, compared to like Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath, where Charlotte Tilbury just didn't really keep up as far as, you know, I think her shimmers and her eyeshadow formula. So I'm very, very impressed with this palette. The mattes are incredible. I'm not going to say that they're my favorite matte formula because this is the first time I'm playing with it, but they are incredible. So I am anxious to continue to play around with these and really kind of compare them to other palettes to get a feel to see how these compare, but really, really impressed. So I am going to do, just kind of quickly go underneath the eye. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use that middle shade since I didn't use that middle shade at all. And I am just going to go on the bottom lash line on both and line the lash line on both. And then, you know what, let's also use that party topper, and let's use the party topper and see if that changes the look at all. So let's go ahead and take the party topper. I'm going to take my pinky finger and I'm going to go with that party topper and see how that changes it at all. I don't think it's going to change it too much with these shimmers. Yeah, I don't think it's going to change it too much with these shimmers. I think it's probably going to change it more with the mattes. Yeah, I don't think it's going to change it too much with the shimmers. But let's see. Let's just go ahead and swatch. So I'm going to swatch here And that's the middle shade, so the middle brown shade here. And then let's just take this to Party Topper and top it. And you'll see how you can get a nice glowy look on top of it. So again, first impressions, first, you know, playing around with it, kind of two very simple but different looks, but the same technique. But I am anxious to play around with this palette. I think you can get an everyday look. You can also get somewhere in between look, but then you can also get that like disco going out look. So far, I'm very impressed with this palette. Okay, so next up are the Blush and Glow little mini palettes. They each have a blush and a highlighter. So there is a fair to medium and then a tan to deep. So this is what they look like in the package. You can see at the top. I'm gonna take them out and let's take a look at them. Okay, so here's what the outer packaging looks like. It is that Hollywood, you know, she's had this design before. This is like on the highlighters and those quads that she had a few years ago. And this is what they look inside. Each has a blush and a highlighter. This is the light to medium, and this is a rosy pink powder blush and then a pearlescent pink powder highlighter. And then let's take a look at the tan to deep one. And this is so here we have here, and then you have a rich terracotta toned powder blush and then a golden sunset powder highlighter. So this is definitely too dark for me. This is something, again, where I may be able to use this. I can definitely use the blush. I think I can use the blush, but I would just have to go very, very light-handed. But I think with this one, I'm going to need to probably use it. I could use this as an eyeshadow, you know, but they are mini. So let's take a look at the size. So this is the Film Star Bronze and Glow, the original. I've had this one probably 3 years. I really don't even use it anymore. It's just not as, it's expired and I pretty much just keep it for reference. But if you want to take a look at the sizing, so that is the size difference. So it is a mini. I like that. I like the price point, given that the eyeshadow palette is $75. I like that these are mini because if this was a full size, I probably would not have bought them, but because they were $29, I'm not a big fan of blush highlighter combos. I like it when there's maybe a couple blushes and then one highlighter, but the single blush, single highlighter combo is just, I'm not a fan of. However, in a mini, I don't mind it as much because it's small, it's compact, it's great for travel. So if the shades work for me, then I'm fine with it. Hoping that at least the fair to medium one works for me. If it doesn't work for me, then you know it's not good. But so this is obviously this is the tan deep, but I'm gonna try both. I'm gonna try both and see how they work. Again, this one is definitely going to be too dark, but I just want to show you how it looks. But let's go ahead and do the swatches. So we're gonna start with the fair to medium. And we'll start with the blush. So this is the blush in the fair to medium. And then this is the highlighter. And then in the tan to deep, you have this terracotta blush and this golden highlighter. So again, just like the eyeshadow formula, this is a different formula. This is different from her other highlighters. These are extremely pigmented. These went on, I mean, super duper creamy, super pigmented. So I'm really impressed with these. Even though this isn't my favorite format, I'm impressed so far with the pigment, but let's see how they work. Okay, since this is the golden side, I'm gonna do the tan to deep on this side. So I'm gonna go in first with the fair to medium, and I'm just gonna go in with a Sigma brush, and I'm just gonna pretty much just put on the blush like I normally would any other blush. It seems to be pretty pigmented, but actually goes on really nice. It's a really pretty color. I thought it was, in the pictures, I thought it was gonna be more corally, but it's not. It's a really pretty pink, but not too bubblegum. I'm not a big fan of that bubblegum pink right now that's really popular. It just doesn't look good on me. So this is a really pretty, I mean, that's pigmented. I probably put a little too much just so that you could see it on, but went on really nice. Again, it's very velvety, you know, almost like suede-like texture. And again, I'm gonna take the highlighter and just put it on here and see how it looks. Really, really pretty. So again, I'm gonna talk about whether or not I recommend these, and it's definitely for a specific person. But I do, so far I really like the quality of these. Okay, next up I'm gonna go in with the Tan Deep. I'm gonna go on this side. Now this one I'm gonna try and go, whoa, look how much that picked up. Whoa, that picked up a lot. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put this on as lightly as possible because I feel like it's gonna be very pigmented. And put it on. And I definitely think it's one that I can use. I can definitely make this work. The highlight, not so much, at least not as a highlighter, but I'm gonna use it as a highlighter today just to show you how it's gonna look. But this blush, ooh, this is a really pretty blush too. Okay, I'm eating my words. Okay, I really like these. This is pigmented. This is definitely made for someone that's darker, but I can definitely make this work, and it's a really, really pretty terracotta blush. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with the highlighter, which I know is gonna be too dark for me, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And yeah, it's definitely too dark for me, but I could definitely make it work for something. Use it as eyeshadow. Actually, let's go ahead. Let's try and put it on the inside since I have the gold on this side. Yeah, so you can kind of see on the inside. Obviously, I already have the eyeshadow on there, but you could definitely use it as like an eyeshadow. You can kind of see it there. So really pretty. And if you just want to see it like on there, I mean, it's dark. So it's definitely made for someone that is a darker skin tone, but I can definitely make it use it as an eyeshadow. I could probably even use this like I did if you watched my snake video, use this all over the lid, like all over, and then the crease, and then put this all over the lid, and that would actually be gorgeous. And the same thing with this one, honestly, I could probably do that, you know, and you could do, you know, a whole look with just this little palette. So really pretty. The highlighter is obviously too dark for me, but let's get into some comparisons with the blush highlight and the highlight combos. Okay, so here is the blush from the Fair Medium. This next two blushes are the ones from the Beautifying Face palette from last year. So this one I think is very similar. I think on the cheeks, you're probably not gonna, this one is not, this is like the Pillow Talk one. So reference. So the one I think is similar is this bottom one here. This one, not so much. So if you have the palette from the Beautifying Face palette, then this might be something that is gonna be very similar. I do like the formula though in this one more. I'm not the biggest fan of this. It's just not as pigmented. Some people might like that. So if you like less pigmented blushes and you have that, then you're probably not gonna like this. Like, this is really pigmented. So it just depends on your preference. So, you know, everybody's preference is different, but if you have that, the color is going to be very similar. And then just comparing to another Charlotte Tilbury, this is going to be the Ecstasy blush, and then this is the Pillow Talk blush. So very different, obviously not as pigmented as, you know, these. Here's the highlight in the Blush and Glow Fair Medium, and then these are the two highlights in the Pillow Talk Beautify. Now these are different. This one's probably closer, but maybe you wouldn't see it, the difference. So again, if you have the Fair Medium Beautifying Face palette, different formulas, but similar colors, so you're not going to get a different look. So I would say this would probably be a skip for you if you have this palette. I do also want to compare the Hollywood Glow Glider highlighters, and this is the Pillow Talk one. So this one is very similar too. So if you have the Pillow Talk Hollywood Glow Glide highlighter, and you're interested in the highlighter, then you already pretty much have it. And I feel like the formulas, so if you kind of look, the formulas, I don't think they're exact. They're very similar, and the colors are very similar. So I don't think, again, on the cheeks, you're not going to notice, especially for a highlighter. So if you're anxious to get the highlighter in this, but you already have this, then I would say this is a skip as well, because it has it. Now, if you wanted the Pillow Talk highlighter, but you didn't want to spend the money on this one, because I forgot how much, I think these are like $55, which is crazy, then this would probably be great for you, because I think it's going to be a smaller version and very similar. And honestly, I like the highlighter in this one just a little bit better. Now, as far as the Tan Deep one, I really don't have anything in Charlotte Tilbury to compare to. They're just, if there's anything that I have or there's come out, I just don't have it. So I'm just going to compare it to Snake. So this is the Terracotta Blush. Now this is obviously a matte blush. And then this is the Sunbeam in the Snake palette. So similar tones, but obviously this one's shimmery. This one is matte. And let's go ahead and take a look at the two highlighters. So this is the one in Charlotte Tilbury, and then this is the one in Snake. So Charlotte Tilbury is definitely deeper. It's the complaint with Hourglass is that they never go deep enough. Well, I think Charlotte Tilbury did go deep enough. I would have liked to have seen maybe a middle shade somewhere in between, because this is definitely tan to deep. So I would have liked to see something in the medium to tan category, somewhere in between. But she did cover two very, different large spectrums, and I think they're going to be able to cover a large group. But you can see where the Charlotte Tilbury right here is definitely more deeper than the Snake. With that said, if you are a medium tan skin tone and you purchased the Snake, this is an owl, but it's a Snake, then I would say skip this, because you're getting similar shades. Even though this is a matte, getting similar shades, so this is probably a skip, unless you just want the nice, cute, compact packaging. Okay, so let me give you my final thoughts on my first impressions of these three new products. The palette is gorgeous. I love the new format. I love the packaging. I like this much better than the long palettes. I like the format, and I like the formula. The formula is amazing. I don't like the price point. The price point is expensive. You're getting 9 shades for $75 when you used to get 12 shades for $75. However, with that said, the formulas are improved. They are much better than they once were. And if you think about it, you get 10 shades with a Pat McGrath, and those are $129. So, compared to that, that's a bargain, right? Or, the quads from Tom Ford, those are like $88 or $90. I don't even buy those anymore. But so yes, it's expensive. It may go on sale. If it doesn't sell out, because it is limited edition, if it doesn't sell out, it will eventually go on sale. So if you don't want it, but you want it, but you don't want to spend $75, it may eventually go on sale. Sometimes when she has bundles, usually when Charlotte Tilbury has it, she has like bundle sales where you can get this and like this, and you can save like 20% or 30%. So those types of things. So, if you want to do that, wait for it. However, I do think it's gorgeous. I do think it's going to, I don't know if it's going to sell out, but I do think it's going to be popular, because I think once people start to see the formula and it's not the original Charlotte Tilbury formula, then I think people are going to pick it up, because the formula is really, really good. I'm anxious to continue to play with it. So I think it is definitely a recommend, but it's not a must have. So that's what I would say. I do think it's expensive. So, but I love the packaging. The packaging is luxe. These are a surprise, to be honest. These are a surprise. I picked these up because I just thought, let me just pick it up to review. I really like them. I wasn't expecting to like them. I really like them. I like the highlighters. I like the quality, the pigment. I like everything. Even the tan to deep, I'm going to make that work. I can definitely make that work. And these are $29. So these are easier price point. These are just easier to, like an easier hit. So I like the packaging, very small, very compact. So again, are these a must have? Absolutely not. Are they pretty? Yes. I don't want to say, like, I think they're good. If you've ever wanted to pick up one of the, Pillow Talk highlighter, I think then picking up the fair medium one is good. And I think they're good. I think they're very good. And if you want them, pick them up, $29. I think these are definitely a better price point than the eyeshadow palette. I think they're all great products. I think they're great. Okay, my camera overheated, so I don't remember where I was, but I think these are great. I actually recommend the Blush and Glow for the right people. You know, if you are fair medium like me and you have the Beautifying Face palette, then you don't need this. It's the same thing, or the same colors. Formula is different, but the same colors. You're not going to get variety of different looks. Tan Deep there's nothing like it, at least for Charlotte Tilbury. And unless you have the Snake palette, then I would say skip. The eyeshadow palette I think is great. And I think you'll get a lot of use out of it. It's just pricey. So many new palettes coming out. It's the holiday season. So maybe if you aren't anxious and you're not like a Charlotte Tilbury stan like me, then wait and see if it goes on sale. But if you really want it, then I wouldn't say, you know, wait on it, because you just never know with her. Some things sell out and they're, you know, limited edition. They never come back. Fire Rose, you know, but then some things, you know, are limited edition and they're still around. So you just never know with how things are going to work and how much they've actually produced. But I think it's fabulous, you know. But with that, and I also have a promo code. So I do have a promo code, Shannon FA012, that will save you 15% off your first order. So it's only your first order, but if it's your first order with that email, you know, you can use that. But you can use that. I do get it. It is an affiliate link, so I do get a portion of that sale, but you can use that to save 15%. But more holiday releases are coming, and I will do an update. And I have a lot more Charlotte Tilbury videos coming, because I think there's more products coming. At least I can think of at least 2. So can't say anything, but more to come. So, and obviously so many more holiday releases are coming. So with that, if you like this video, click like, click and subscribe. That way you get a notification every time I post a new video. Bye everyone.